RCCG, the Praise House, Baltimore.
Everyone. Oh, this is louder than I thought. Good morning. Welcome on. Welcome one. Welcome all to the last leg of our Thrive weekend. Woo, woo, woo! This was a blessing for me. I'd like to welcome you all to Thrive Conference 5.0. Our theme today is thriving, not surviving. And before we hear from our incredible panelists, I would like for us to do a quick activity, if everybody's up for it. I know it's raining, so we'll do a little standing. I would call out, well, not right away. I'm sorry, everyone. Not right away. So I'll call out some statements, and if that applies to you, just simply stand. And if you're standing, just stay standing, okay? All right. Stand if this is your first ever Thrive Conference. Yay! Hello, everyone. Wow. Oh, it's the whole house. It's wonderful. Welcome. So good to see you. Stand if you're a student or plan to be. If you're a current student or you plan to be, please stand. All right. Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm standing with you guys too. Right, Elisha. Okay, I've seen a lot of students stand, so hopefully this resonates with you guys. Stand or stay standing. If you ever said, I'll stay on top of my academic this semester. Like, this semester is my semester. I'll stay on top. And then maybe like 2 weeks in, you're like, I'll catch up on the weekend. Is that you? Okay, that's good, because that's me as well. This is a little biased, but stand or stay standing if you like coffee over tea. I'm watching. I've lost all my people, that's okay. I'm biased. Graduate school has taught me. I have lived off coffee, low-key. All right, stand if everyone has ever mispronounced your name. Oh, okay. Okay, that's the whole house, all right. This one is a little personal, but stand if you ever had to pull a map to show where your country is. Oh, you guys have popular countries, that's very nice. That is very nice. I had to come up with a whole spiel to say where my country is. So I'll just say the name, and I'll look at everybody's confused face, and all right. I'm from Central African Republic. See? Thank you. All right, now that we've seen a little bit, we're going into deeper questions. School with work, research, financial, any major family responsibilities. Okay. All right. Stand if you've ever wondered, do I belong here? Do I belong in this school? Do I belong in this program? Do I belong in this country? If you've ever had any wonders, if you ever wondered, please stand. Stand if you ever felt overwhelmed. Please stay standing. We almost done, I promise. Stay standing. Stand if you ever felt overwhelmed, just by schoolwork, maybe adjusting to the environment, adjusting to the language, to the culture. Financially, if you felt overwhelmed, okay? And finally, stand if you're here because you want to do more than just survive. If you want to thrive, you want to grow in your program, please stand. Yeah, that's everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello. Now, I would like for everyone to take a moment to look around the room. There's a lot of us that are standing, even for the ones that are sitting. Look around the room. We have this idea sometimes that because our path is unique, because our name is unique, because we live what we think to be unique circumstances, that we are alone in the walk that we're taking. But we're not. Look at everyone and all the similarities that we have. So today, you can all have a seat, I'm sorry. Thank you. So today, our theme is to thrive. Before we call on all of our panelists, I would like for everyone to take a minute to think what thriving looks like for you. What does that look like? Does that look like having a good community? Does that look like having a lot of money, more scholarship money, having more resources for free food maybe? I love free food when I was in school. More money for sure, more money. So think about, as we think of what thriving is, really, because once we have a vision, and when we write that vision down, it's easy to look at it and follow it. And so As we think of that, I'd like to welcome our wonderful, wonderful panelists. Well, I'll give our technical team a little bit of time. And while they do that, I'll ask one or two people what they think or what thriving looks like for them. Elisha, you're looking right at me, so I'll ask you. What does thriving looks like for you?
Thriving looks for me like doing exactly what I'm purposely made to do and doing it excellently, whether in academics, whether in ministry, wherever that the Lord has put me, I'm doing what exactly God called me to do, and I'm doing it excellently.
Excellence, excellence, excellence. Does anybody want to tell us what thriving is to them? Yes, the new students maybe, since you guys are new. What do you think thriving is for you?
I'll make it simple. More money. Personally. More money. Myself and the work of God.
Yes, indeed. More money. Absolutely, more money. So thriving looks different for all of us. Sometimes it can be similar, but it's personal, right? And sometimes it's finding a community, sometimes it's thriving, growing in the person that God has called us to be. Thankfully today, we have a wonderful, wonderful panel of brothers and sisters who have gone through the path. They have been here for a while, they have gone through their program, and they're here to guide us. Guide us with wisdom, either for academics, either for physical health, either for financial thriving. And at this moment, I'd like to welcome them up. The first one is my wonderful sister, Izine. If you could join us, please welcome her as she comes. Who would I call? Come on up. Welcome. I also like to welcome Bro Peter Oletunji. Please come on. Woo. I'd like to welcome, as she comes, Miss Olajumoke, Dr. Olajumoke, please forgive me. Next. I'm sorry, Dr. Olajumoke, yes. Welcoming next, Brother Paul. Yes, please welcome him as he comes. Come on, Brother Paul, Dr. Paul. All right, welcoming next, Sister Frida, if she's here. Sister Frida. Welcoming Sister Odunola. Woo-woo. And to help us facilitate this panel, I'd like to welcome Sister Tumishe Fashar. Woo! Please welcome her as she comes. You guys look wonderful. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause again for all of our panelists. Great. Okay, so just for the sake of time, we're gonna... Oh, sure, yeah, that makes sense. Great. Thanks, Brother Paul. Okay, so just for the sake of time, we're gonna dive right in. As Sister Georgia mentioned, today's panel is really just to help the new students prepare for this upcoming school year and thrive in all of your studies. So why don't we start with some introductions? So we're gonna start down here. So if you could just tell us your name and then the program you're either in or have graduated from.
I am Peter Oluwafemi Olatin. I recently completed a master's program, Master of Science in Engineering, Applied Math and Statistics at Johns Hopkins. Currently, I'm still running the doctoral program, so that's just me.
My name is Olajumoke Olairoju. I recently finished my PhD in the Department of Health, Behavior and Society at the Bloomberg School of Public Health.
Okay, I'll just say a quick something and then we'll keep going. My name is Tumishe Adewale Fashiro. I am an alumni of the MPH MBA program at Hopkins. I graduated in 2022, so if anyone here is in that program and has questions, I'm happy to answer afterwards. Okay.
Hi, my name is Odu. I'm first year MBA MPH at Hopkins. Second year now.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Ezine. Really nice to be here. I'm also an alumni of Johns Hopkins Carey Business School. I did my MBA at Hopkins, so really nice to be here.
Hi everyone, my name is Paul Bakar. I just recently graduated from the MPH program, so I'm here. Thank you.
Oh, great. Okay, so as you can see, we have a very diverse panel here. And so we're going to start with some questions that we've prepared in advance. But if you have questions as the panelists are speaking, you could look at the QR code that's going to be on the screen, and you can, take a picture of it and submit a question that way. Or you can submit questions via written paper, so they're going to hand them out, and you can, just raise your hand if you have a question, and someone will bring you some paper to write it down. Okay, so our first question is really around thriving on a budget, right? So we all know that as students, sometimes it can be a little challenging to balance, financial demands while also balancing your studies. And so I'd love for the panelists to speak about some available resources in the Hopkins community, Baltimore community, that students can leverage, just to cut down on some expenses. So why don't we start this way this time?
Yeah. So one of the major things to consider, like food-wise, there's the Hopkins pantry. It's available to the students. So the one at Homewood starts on Mondays and then Tuesdays. They have everything there that you could get, like fresh chicken, eggs, all those things. So you can cut down on your grocery and all those things. And then at the Bloomberg school too, on Wednesdays, there's also a pantry there. You could also go there. And then also you could be on the lookout. They normally give food alerts. So wherever there's, they put out food, you could go there and get some. Yeah, so basically with food-wise, those are some of the resources available. I also know that the school has like some emergency fund. They normally make it available to you when you get into an emergency, maybe your laptop is spoiled, you encounter some medical issue or something, but the cap is $600 though, so you apply for it, and then when you qualify, you get it. Yep.
I'm just hearing this. I can apply multiple times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can apply multiple times.
Great. No, that's such a good resource. So I heard a couple of things. One is there's this free food pantry, and then this financial support that you can apply for. So if you have questions about, the details of applying for that, just meet Paul, because he seems to, have this process down packed. Okay, Sister Esene.
So the other one I will talk about is, your transport. Hopkins has free transportation, so just don't spend. When I first came, nobody told me I would be taking Uber. My money just finished. But yeah, make sure you use the transport system. Aside from the Hopkins shuttle, one thing I wish I learned earlier was also learning the bus system in Maryland. Maryland has a very cheap bus system. $2, you can go anywhere with just a ticket. So try to use. There's an app called Transit app. It's for Maryland, so just download it. Anywhere you're going, it tells you. So you can easily use the bus, because your Uber is very expensive in America. Very, very expensive. So I will stop with transportation. Let me learn too.
Thank you. So just to add that the emergency fund is for Bloomberg. I think Carey also has, but they are very stingy. Yeah. So I would go on transport again. With Translock, you can go anywhere on the Hopkins system. It's always good to know where the blue spots are. The blue spots are where they can either pick you up or drop you off. Luckily for me, there's one right opposite my house. But if you don't have one, you just look for the closest blue spot if you want to take Translock. But with the bus is really fantastic. If you and you can enter it for free. Actually, if you enter and you don't have money, nobody will chase you out. So, but it's better to. It's better to buy tickets. The tickets are really cheap for the entire day. If you have multiple places you're going, it's $4.60. You can buy it on the Champass app. And if you want to go anywhere, you want to plan ahead, use Google Maps. Google Maps will always tell you the closest bus stop to your house or wherever you're going from, and the closest bus stop to where you're going. Found it very useful. And I'm going to add on the health side. So one good thing about your studentship is also that it comes with health insurance. whether you like it or not, you're paying. So you might as well as make use of it. So one thing I've done with my health insurance is that you can go for your yearly checkup. And I think you should use it early. I've done all the tests. Blood pressure, blood sugar, everything. And I also got my vaccines. So if you do not get like a hepatitis B vaccine or cervical cancer vaccine for women before you came, all of that is free, and it's on your insurance. So check your cholesterol, your everything. You can do your pap smear as women too. No, you cannot. No, you can't. You cannot get glasses. Physical health. So make very good use of it. There's if you want to book an appointment with Hopkins, you can check out the Student Health and Wellbeing portal, and there's a clinic just beside 9 to 9, so it's very easy to access.
That's great. And so just before Sister Ola goes, I wanted to also say if you have questions, the QR code is also in the WhatsApp group for new students, so you can also access it there. So I think you had something about the insurance, right? Like you can also access vision, is that?
There is vision that doesn't go on your health insurance.
Okay.
So if you're an Hopkins affiliate, either you're an alumni student, when you walk into the eye clinic, it's free. You just can only access it once a year. You have free vision for Hopkins. It's just not on your insurance. It's, the hospital entrance right in front of BSPH? Yes. It's like you're going to the train station using that entrance. You would see it. You can ask at the reception. So you have 1 year. You can only use it once. But the great thing about it is if you have prescription, they will refer you how to get glasses, but they will give you contacts for free. 3 months supply, because they need to train you on the contact. And so once they train you, they will give you 3 months supply to use for free, so that you are sure you can use it before you buy. So think about that.
That's great. Okay. Oh, please go ahead. One more other thing.
One other thing I wanted to add is, if you're a student with either Hopkins, UMD, anywhere, your student card gives you discounts on basically almost everything in America. So you want to buy a laptop, you want to buy a phone, you want to buy there are places that they give you free stuff because you are a student. So don't just think about Hopkins or within Hopkins. Make sure that anywhere you go, you carry your student ID, because you might just get things for free.
Yeah.
I wanted to add what Sister Jumoke just said last. The truth is, my laptop and my tablet, I got them on student subsidy. Wow. So it's my tablet actually costs about 1,200 when I got it for about 600.
Wow.
So you can always cut budget in that area. I think they've all sold well on cutting budget. But I want to add something. You can also register on foodalerts.com, freefoodalert.com. So you get notified when there are free food. So because sometimes they organize seminars, conferences, and there are leftover foods, and they want people to come and pick up the food. So you get the alert, and you go there, you pick the food, and that helps you out. Another thing I want to also talk on again is cutting budget on groceries also. Mm-hmm. So you could always get your groceries from Aldi and Dollar Tree, Dollar General. So this helps you to cut cost. You don't need to go to some big stores to get things that you can get between $1 and $3 and get it for $80. No, just cut cost in those. Now, also engage yourself in joining some student activities on campus. Like in Omud campus, there are several student organizations you can volunteer to work, and at least you get a minimum of $500 per semester. So that would go a long way also too. So please.
Really great.
Okay. So please try and look up to joining student organizations and volunteer. It's just a volunteering program. You're not actually working, it's just a volunteering program, and you get paid for that. Another point I want to add again is conferences. Also, our student also gets conference grants to attend conferences too. So look out to this. You don't need to spend a lot of money to attend conferences. You could always apply for conference grants also.
Wonderful. Let's give a round of applause for those answers. Yes, I hope we were taking notes, so we can remember for when, you need those resources. Okay, so now we're going to sort of transition into positioning yourself for success from day one, right? Like, what do you need to do to sort of think of yourself, not just as a student, but, your future, after you graduate? So some students, may wish to change their status, get a green card or become a permanent resident. So how can students position themselves early in their program to achieve this? So why don't we start with Mr. Peter? Started here last time.
Okay, positioning yourself, especially to get a green card, I would advise that if you know you have met up to the requirement, I would say do not delay. Just put your feet into it. But if you have not, I think now is the best time to start building up yourself, build up your CV towards actualizing and meeting up with some of the criteria to getting some of these, to get the green card. And the best part for us as students is to go the EB route. So I think Sister Jumoke, who is also the church immigration personnel in that regard, would have better information to offer us in that regard. Yeah.
Peter, you put me on the spot. But yeah, okay, I wanted to talk about something else, but let me start with pathways. So I think one of the resources that you would need is OIS, Office of International Students. They have a bunch of seminars that they will start. And so that introduces you to also pathways, because Hopkins is investing in you, so they don't want you to leave. So it's not as if the school also wants you to leave the country. They don't want you to leave the country because they've invested so much in you. Even if you paid, they still do not want you to leave. So they do some things to expose you to pathways. They act as if they don't support you, but they are giving you information that you can use. And they connect you to lawyers that have gone through the same pathway that you want to go through. So you should attend the seminar and then start reaching out to people that you get their contact via the seminar to ask questions. The immigration, green card and all of that is a personal journey. Some people will say, oh, you need masters. Some people will say you need publications. Some people will say you need this, you need that. Some people have gotten it without all of those things. So it depends on how strong your case is. Daddy, even now.
We need to give them the right requirements now. Because EB2 now is being treated like EB1. So you need to really get what you need to get ASAP.
So I feel like, Daddy, I cannot disagree with you. But I feel like for every law in this country, there's a way around it. I'm not saying break it, but there are things that you write. People are flabbergasted by what you write in this place. So in classes, writing for conferences, it is how you write it. And some people are blessed with doing that. Speak with those people. So that's what I would say. But immigration is a long thing. We cannot talk about it. But what I wanted to talk about is the fact that you're at Hopkins. Know that you're in graduate school. Know that you have nothing to prove to anybody. Nobody is expecting you to get an A or a B and something GPA. That's not what the school gives you. What the school gives you is network. If you see how they teach their classes, it's hard. They go through it very quickly. Because what they are teaching you is not what they taught you in class. It's speaking to that professor, speaking to the people in your class. So if you check your cohorts, you might think everybody's wearing sweatshirts, jeans, and all of that. Some people are senators, some people are professors, some people are doing so much more. They just came to grad school. So the first thing you need to know is know your cohort. Either they're international students or in fact, the more Americans you know, the better. Because they've been here for so long and they know the way around things. And when people say, what Americans assess, immigrants cannot get to it, is a lie. It is how you build your case. So spend time in knowing the people in your class. Spend time in knowing the professors that teach you. I was telling Paul and Frida, if your professor do not know your name, you are doing yourself a disservice. Let them know your name. Let them know what you are good in. Because when somebody asks them, your name is the first thing that comes to their mind. If you can do all of those, I'm not saying fail, but if you can do all of those things right, you have gotten, the equation for graduate school. Let people know you. Let people know. You don't have to be on social media or join or volunteer for people to know you, but let them know you. Be kind. Let people remember your name. If they remember your name, then your work is done. I'll stop there.
Amazing. Okay, so I think just for the sake of time, we'll continue on into, a few other questions, unless anyone has something really substantial to say here. Go ahead.
Immigration case is very, very important, and that's why I like that response that lady gave about Travis money. Why here? We not come to America to come and, we came here for a reason. So please start with the end in mind, right? You are graduating, think about life after school. One thing I wish I knew, just like Market said, I wish I knew that I could have applied for my EB1 in my first year of my MBA. Like when I graduated, that's when I applied, and right now I'm stuck in the, pause. Since November, I've applied for my green card. After school, I put my application. I was trying to put my application together, submitted. But, that is also very important, because for every job you're applying to, you're asking you, do you have a green card? Where's your green card? Every job I've gotten, where's your green card? Because that's a limiting factor. And it's not like you can control it. It's something that is stuck in limbo. So please, if you can start, like when you settle in, just start putting together your papers, your stuff together so that you can apply immediately things out. So that was what I would add. You don't have to get everything. I know somebody who didn't have a master's. I was thinking I need to have my master's. I need to graduate first before I apply. I know somebody who didn't have a master's, but she applied and she got her EB2. So every case, again, is peculiar. So you just have to put a package very well. Thank you.
Great, yes. Okay, it sounds like we have, such good direction. So key takeaways, start early. Don't wait until it's the month before graduation to start thinking about, green card, permanent residency. Start now. Start positioning yourself, connect yourself to your peers so that, you can position yourself for success in that area. Okay, so we're going to keep going. So a different question for this side of the group. Sister Ola was talking about how important it is for you to know your professors. A lot of people are interested in doing research, so how can students start positioning themselves for research assistantships? How do they get those?
I would say, define what you're interested in first, because I feel like it's easier to get a research assistantship by connecting directly to your professors than using Smile. So if you don't know yet, Hopkins has a platform called Smile, where you can use to apply for research assistantships. They usually, not only research assistantships, I have a friend who's doing marketing for Peabody. And you can, if you're even in MPH or Carey, you can work on any campus. So you can be in Carey and be working for Peabody or the School of Engineering. You can apply across board. But if your interest is truly in research, or maybe you've not seen any job that interests you, so a friend of mine said something, that there's no research that you want to do that they are not doing at Hopkins. Especially if it's in healthcare, whatever, sickle cell, hypertension. The research I'm working on is on hypertension. Whatever, there's someone doing it. So if you want to know what you're doing, there's a page for clinical trials that are happening at Hopkins. All the research, there's a database. So you can go to Hopkins medicine, /clinical trials. Just search. So interestingly, I'm the one in charge of that mailbox too. So if you mail me, I'll be happy to I'll be happy to connect you with the professors in charge. So if you type hypertension, diabetes, there's someone doing the work. So if you want to meet them, And luckily, you don't even need to go through me. You are a student at Hopkins. That means you have access to everybody's email, right? So if you go online and you find the trial you are interested in, you find the name of the principal investigator and the research coordinator. Research coordinators typically have more power than you can imagine. Yes. So you mail both of them, you copy the PI and the research coordinator and introduce yourself well, tell your story, tell them why you're interested. Always start with a coffee chat. Just say, oh, I'm really interested in your research. I would like to learn more. Maybe this is what I've done or this is what I'm interested in. I would like to meet with you. Then after you meet with them, then you can now say, oh, do you have a position open? Even if they don't have a position open, they might know another professor who has a position open. And that's the way my PI typically recruits. She just looks at the people that have sent her email and just say, maybe let's add this person to our team. And don't be afraid to volunteer first, right? So even if they're not paying you immediately, if you show that you're dedicated and can give your time, and when you're volunteering, please do ensure to show up and show out. Put your best foot forward, and the rest would fall in line. And if you can use nepotism, please do. If you know someone from your country, it's always easier to connect with the Africans, in my opinion. If they, sometimes, reach out to everybody. But if you know someone and know someone, use your network. Don't be afraid. My PI, I literally begged her into give. I followed her everywhere. Anytime I see her, I say, please give me a job now. Till I got a job. So if you know someone that knows someone that knows someone, don't be afraid to use your network. Call people. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Great. Yes, that's, so important, right? Don't be afraid to use your network, follow up and, think about what you're interested in, just be intentional about what you're, passionate about and, make it known so that, you can find the right opportunities. Before we keep going, I wanted to remind everyone that we do have a question box. So if you have questions that are coming up, please, use the QR code in the WhatsApp group or on the screen, and we'll be sure to answer those at the end. We're going to have a Q&A session. Okay, go ahead, Sister Rosalie. Oh, Brother Paul, go ahead.
It's working.
Yeah, one thing I also want to add is you shouldn't restrict yourself. Have an open mind. I didn't know how to do all those things, but I just told him I'll do it because the job market is already difficult. If you know somewhere you can land yourself and then get an opportunity, just take it up. So then I took it up. Fortunately, there are so many AI things now. They'll teach you, they'll teach you step by step and all those things, and then you build it, and then you also learn that skill on your own. Do you get it? So then have an open mind, apply yourself. I know maybe you're a medic and then this is all you are actually driving yourself towards, but there's a land of opportunities. Put your best foot forward, and then it's not once you are moving, you find yourself towards the direction that you are going. Don't just be static and wait that this is what I want to do, so it has to come before I move. Start something. When you're in it, you can move and pivot somewhere else. Yeah, so that's what I'll add.
Okay, Sister Roseanne, did you have anything to add? Okay, great. So lots of good, tips, right? So one, don't say no too early. We have so many tools and resources that exist online using ChatGPT or other AI modalities. So there's no reason for us to limit ourselves, right? And oftentimes these opportunities, just to add on, will build on themselves. So you get one opportunity to do one thing, and then you can actually enter a more sustainable role. So I would also encourage us to think about that too. Yes, if you do this one thing, what else can you do to contribute to the project as a whole? Okay, great. So I want us to talk a little bit more tactically about, positioning yourself for success academically. A lot of people come to Hopkins and it's a big learning curve because, challenging academically and very intense, right? The MPH program is 1 year, PhD program is multiple years, but it's a sprint in multiple years. So how can students, set themselves up for success in the first few weeks academically? Let's start with Brother Peter, please.
Let me start with that. I think I want to say this. It varies by program, and it also varies by school also.
So, but however, I will speak for those of us who are at Homewood campus, and it can also be applicable to those at the School of Public Health. Yeah. So one thing I would say is this: that be ready to do a lot of work. Be ready to do a lot of work because weekly assignments, it's always there, and especially if you're in the School of Engineering, be ready for at least 3 exams, 3 midterms per course. So you see, it's a lot of work. That means if you have 3 to 4 months to run a semester, you are averagely going to do an exam for each course per month. So that is the way it runs in the School of Engineering. So be prepared to do that. And also be prepared to carry out projects. As you prepare for exams, you got to do projects in some courses, especially if you are doing courses that relates to machine learning and artificial intelligence. So there are a lot of projects to do every semester. So just position yourself very well to be able to tackle all these things in time. So spend your time wisely. That is one thing. Spend your time wisely. Another thing I want to also say is this: is find a way not to subject yourself to inferiority complex, because that thing can be damaging. I faced it in my first semester. That's why I'm saying it, because when I came in, I knew a lot. At least I've done mathematics to some extent. And when I came in, it looks like as if I've not done maths before. Not because I am seeing new things, no, but because of the way they communicate mathematics. It looks like as if I've not had some terms before. So I began to look like, am I this dull? Am I this dull? Till when we now started doing exams, and I began to see, when the average of the class is out, and I saw that I did better than the average of the class. So why have I been keeping silent in class? I too can also contribute. So please find a way not to be overwhelmed by inferiority complex.
Yes, that's such a good, takeaway, right? Like, don't count yourself out before you even try. Sometimes you think it's just so hard and insurmountable, but you don't even give yourself a chance. So it's really important that you give yourself a chance, speak up, if you have questions. I know, sometimes it can feel intimidating, but the worst thing for you to do is to be quiet if you don't understand something, and then the exam comes, and then it's like, whoa, I should have asked, right? Because a lot of times the learning is foundational and it builds upon itself. So it's really important, early on, ask questions and speak up in class. Okay, Sister Ola, please.
So my advice might not sound academically sound, but I graduated, so it worked for me. One thing you need to know is you're not competing with anybody. It's tough, but you're not competing with anybody. You are complementing each other. So I know that there are more MPH people here. The reason why you work these people don't like me. Well, the reason why you work in public health is because you don't work alone. You work with other people. So know that you're not competing, you're complementing. So let's start with that. Once you establish that, no matter what people say in class or do, you won't be faced because you are not competing. They are going to give you a lot of reading, which is not possible to finish. So make peace with the fact that there are some things that you would not be able to do. But how you can work around it is having study group. In my first year, we were 6 in my cohort. If we had 6 readings, everybody would take it 1-1. And then before the class, we'll come and explain what we learned. So that way, we have successfully read 6 papers, but I read 1. So professors are also not looking for you to pour out what they are giving you. They're expecting you to think, to talk to them. The trick is most professors presenting something in class to you do not know the nitty-gritty of what they are presenting. So they give you surface value, and they expect you to find more because you are post-grad. You're not undergrad. And so if you know all of this logic, you can
I don't know if anyone is in the MBA MPH program, but what I would say is that if you're in the MBA MPH program, if you want to do well in your MBA, you must always talk in class. Like, there are classes that you will end up with a B if you don't talk. It's not as if you've not passed the exam. Some of them don't even have exams, right? Some of them are just like group projects and all of that. But if you don't actively contribute, I clocked it one day when my professor he has a picture of everybody, and he would literally look back in every class to make sure that you spoke. And it's ridiculous when I realized that, if you want me to talk, I will talk to you. So you have to speak and not just contribute, but contribute meaningfully. Engage with your classmates, like they've said. A lot of your classmates have opportunities that you don't even know about. So engage with them, become friends with them. Sometimes it's difficult, but be actually actively interested in people. When they invite you to go out, make time. They will say, oh, there's a football match, can we go and watch together? We are there. They will say, oh, we are having a group hangout in class, be there. For the MBA side, I spent a lot of time in the MBA school last year, so I took a lot of my public health courses online, but I will be more at Bloomberg this year. But for the MBA side, if you are in a group project, they will finish that group project before you. If you don't take initiative, you must always, be a leader in the sense of when they are saying, oh, I can do this, say, no, I can do this. Yes, I'll do it. And you say, oh, by tomorrow I will have it to the team. I'm going to send everybody an email. You have to be proactive and actually show up. Because if you don't, they will take you as someone who's unserious. And by the time they are in groups with you, they will not just assign you anything. And in that regard, you're not learning. So you can only learn by doing. I like what he said, that you don't even have to know. They say, oh, we need someone to design this. If you say, like, actually, I have a medical background. My background is also in strategy and ops, but I'm not so sure about the somehow design things. But I will take the duty and say, I will get back to you. If it's Canva, we will learn. It's not that serious. So, and again, AI has made things so fantastic. I feel like those of us that are in grad school as of now, we are at the optimal time because these things are just changing the world. If you don't know how to use AI, or you felt like, oh, I want to always use my brain, I don't want to use AI, no. Use AI to the best of your ability. I attended a conference where someone said, AI will not replace everybody, but it will replace the people that don't know how to use AI. Claude is my bestie. It will literally, if you don't even know how to use Excel, Claude will do anything, everything and anything. And if you really want to study, there's a tool called Notebook LM. For my health law class, I just upload the cases. Once I upload the cases, I would ask you questions. It will even give you a summary. Wow. So to make it easy, I can upload entire textbooks to chat and say, give me a summary of what is being said here. So if it gives you a summary, Notebook LM has fantastic tools. It's actually a good tool for studying. It can give you like a brain map of what's happening. So you can just click it. Something that will take you an hour, 2 hours to read. In 20 minutes, you're done. You have the gist of the matter. But I would say that if you want to excel, people have different reasons for being in school. You can decide to excel academically or not. It doesn't change anything in the grand scheme of things. But when you see your mates collecting rope by the end of the day, you might they're like Delta Alpha Sigma, yeah. They give top students like special rope. If you want that rope, you can get it. But if you also don't want, you can spend your time networking, talking to people. Much like Dr. Jumoke said, let your professors know you. Let them know what you're interested in. Simple things like, if they say like, who can do this in the class, let them know that you are that person. And finally, I would just say, if you're in the MPH program, Biostat is hard. Is that I would, especially if you don't have a mathematical background or analytic background, don't attempt to do it on your own. Collaborate with your classmates. There will be problem sets almost every other week. So find a way to let people teach you and all of that. And with AI, and interestingly, the school has also adopted AI in teaching Biostat. So you can also build on what they've taught you and just use AI to finish it. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Wow, so many good lessons, So I hope we were all taking notes. Biostat is hard. Don't do it alone. Okay, so just in maybe a minute each, if Sister Esme or Brother Paul have anything to add apart from what people have said. If not, we'll go right into the Q&A.
I don't miss being a student. That's all I want to say. Because if it's today, Sunday, 11:59 p.m., that deadline, I don't like it. Oh my God. But, everybody, I think she's just hit the nail on the head. Like, just find yourself. I wish AI notebook LLM was launched back then when I was in school. That health law is very hard, though. But if you see the case, you will not read it. Like, you'll give you 7 law cases. You come to class and come and be... An MBA kind of makes you talk. You're competing against your class and you pitch us against each other. So it's very competitive, but you learn.
So when she said it's not a competition, I was like,
it's a competition.
So it sounds like it might depend on your program, right? So Sister Ola, again, she's a doctor now, actually. Dr. Ola was in a PhD program and, MPH, MBA. So it kind of depends on the nature of your program. So take note of that. Okay.
The only thing I'll add is also don't overcommit. Like, in Hopkins, there's a lot of things to do, and then you might end up overwhelming yourself, and then you see that you've ended up doing nothing because you are doing piece of everything, and then there's nothing you've learned. So don't overcommit. Know your strengths. People will be doing things. Doesn't mean you should also do it. Like, pursue what you've actually put before you. Yeah.
Okay, so for the sake of time, we're going to go straight into the Q&A. So we're going to answer, the easier questions first. And then for anyone who asked an immigration-related question, we want to do that question justice. So if you could meet Sister Ola afterwards. She's our immigration lead in the church, so she'll be sure to answer your question very well. Okay, so first question here is, what is the website for applying for grants for conferences? How do you sort of get those grants?
Okay, for the Graduate Representative Organization at Hopkins in Homewood, we do not open the applications until when it is due. We have 4 rounds in a year. So you'll surely get an email if you're on the Homewood campus. You'll surely get an email and the link to where you could apply also.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead.
For those in Bloomberg, normally they don't put it out. So I'll say that when you go, you get to know about the student assembly. Try to know someone there. Because normally, students, they are some way, they'll keep it to themselves because they'll be using those. So when you know someone there, you can be able to know when it's available and then put in your application also.
So there's a well-being website for people at Bloomberg School of Public Health. It's called Wellbeing. There's a part of it that is financial. So there's health, there's mental. That page should be bookmarked on your computer. There's everything there. So for the financial part, there's a number and an email for financial aid. So usually when you send an email to them, they will ask you to go through your department. So you also must be in good rapport with whoever is in your department or whoever is assigned to you. I think with MPH, you don't have departments, so they'll probably ask a coordinator or something. But they make sure that they can prove beyond every reasonable doubt that you need it. But the good thing is it covers food. Even if you sleep and just, you have a small wound, it covers it. It covers everything ridiculous. It's about 500 to 600, and they can give you multiple times. But you can't be applying back to back and say you have a headache. So when my mom passed in my first year, and I didn't know that existed, but my department reached out to me and asked me how much was my ticket. And I told them, but they couldn't cover my ticket. So what they did was the Bloomberg School of Public Health sent the money to the department and asked the department to add up to make up for my flight ticket. But I had already bought it, so they reimbursed. So things like that. So, something happens and you need money, and it can be like, I have a headache. I want to go and check if my brain is working well, Things, it can be ridiculous. I haven't eaten today. I want to eat African food. And, the food you are giving me in the pantry is not. So you can make a case. It depends on how you write it and how much of a good standing you have. Because if nobody can, vouch for you, then you wouldn't get it, regardless of how many times you apply. So don't lie to collect it. Be sure you actually need the money, because they know what they are doing. They do. But you can go to well-being and financial aid.
Great. Okay. Oh, please, maybe just in 30 seconds.
So let me add this to it. I don't know if there are doctoral students here. You can also apply for the relocation allowance. It's $2,500. Wow.
Wow. Yes. I hope we're all taking note of that. Okay, so moving right along, we just have a few minutes left here. What store did you get the discounted electronics from? I think we mentioned like a laptop and a tablet. So what store had that student discount for those? Okay, so I'm hearing any store, is that right?
Every store. It's usually written on the website, and you can also go through the library. So sometimes your student ID don't work, but the library has affiliation with somebody. And so they tell you, okay, these people are supposed to sell the laptop to you at $200, don't buy anything above that. And it could be any laptop. So it depends on the store. That's why I said always carry your ID and always call. Like, I'm trying to buy furniture from this store. Do you have student discount? Yes, no. And you can Google, put it on chat. Which store has student discount? They'll tell you how much discount.
Okay, so it sounds like any store. So I think that answers that question. So just to say, any questions about relationships, we're going to hold those for another time, just because of time. We won't have time to really delve into, how to find a partner. But I will plug that the church has a Relationship Sunday and a sort of relationship week around the Valentine's Day period. So please stay, tuned for that. Come, we have events for people to meet each other and things like that. Yes, being in a good community, that's part of it. So that's the start of it, just to, get our appetites ready for that week. Okay. So in our last few minutes here, I'd love to start with this side. What is one thing you wish you had done better? If you were to start this journey over again, coming into Hopkins, what do you think that you would have done differently if you'd known better than you do now? Let's start with Brother Paul, if possible. Thank you.
I think I would have worked more on my networking. Because from back home from our countries, we are a bit laid back. But when you come here, it was like a bit of culture shock to me. You have to talk to the professor after class, those kind of things. Even if you don't have anything to say, you just want to compliment him, you want him to know about you. Back home, those things, you see that the person is trying to do too much. But over here, that's the currency, that's all moves. So, you have to open yourself, change your ways, embrace it, and then get to network more,
Great response. Thinking again long term. Okay, go ahead, Sister Esme.
I wish I knew Sister Jumoke and Bro Peter earlier. This foodalerts.com, I'm just hearing it for the first time today. After yeah, you said free food alert. You see, people like this did not tell us before. So please go and know them now. You are here, you are new. Please, people that know things. This America is information. What I've learned, if you don't know information, you will miss out. Some things. I used to trek 40 minutes before. I did not know that there's free bus. I'll be seeing bus. I did not know that the bus was. Honestly, I'm telling you, It's not funny because it was real. Like, this thing is real. No people. Oh. Follow who no road. Anyway, one other thing I wish I, did better, use your student privilege. That privilege is, Hopkins has a very powerful name. The alumni is the #1 school of public health in the world, not America, in the world. So leverage that student's name. Like, you're a student right now, you have a student email, use it. Alumni that are, some of them are in CDC, some of them are in the top places. Hi, my name is Kiniko. I am a student of Johns Hopkins. I saw that you're an alumni. Please, I would like to connect, have a coffee chat with them. You are building your network. See, make it, one thing I wish I did, I wish I made it a point of contact that every month I meet 5 alumni. Like, just have a coffee chat with them, not asking for a job. Hey, just introduce yourself to them, because after school, you will need this network. Mm-hmm. You need it. Don't waste your student privilege. It's a privilege to be a student in America, in Johns Hopkins, and also, leverage it. So that's one thing I think I will add that I wish I had done better.
Yeah.
More.
So good. Okay, go ahead.
So I agree with everything he's said. Leverage your student network. If anyone is in the MBA, use your career coaches. The MPH also has career centers where they're not that useful, but let them know you, right? But if you're in the MBA, you have personal coaches that would really help you. And one thing in the MPH is that you can take a reduced cost load in your 4th term. I wanted to mention that, your school fees is like 80-something K or whatever, like about 17K per term. But
so
your 4th,
they are changing a lot of things. Like, you can't even move your scholarship forward now again and all those things.
You can't do that anymore?
Yeah, so like, just when Paul and all those people have left and the cats and all those things, so the climate is a bit different now.
It's a bit different. But anyways, typically, there's another way around it, but that one is a crooked way, I would say. But in your 4th term, you can decide to take a reduced cost load. And just, actually, that one, they shouldn't be able to change that because that comes from OIS.
If they are giving you a scholarship, they require that you register a particular number of courses.
Oh, no, like, how do I put it? Even if they split it over it, like, there's a way around it. So, because it's from OIS, like, OIS allows you to, so instead of registering 18 credits, or how many, I'm not sure how many credits, I've been taking 21 credits every term, because I missed summer term. But anyway, so if you, how do I put it? If you want to not spend that 18K, maybe you don't have all the money, you can decide to take like just 4 or 5 credits and pay for those credits in your final 4th term. And I would say that Amazon has a student account, so 6 months of free deliveries. So register for that. If you want to open bank account, I will recommend Chase. If you have Chase and you have a job and they pay you, Chase will give you like $400. Wow. Yes, that money is good money. Yeah, it's good money. There are some other banks that have some deals. You can speak to me after 7 minutes. But ultimately, if there's anything I can change, is something he mentioned earlier, is don't overcommit. There is, in Hopkins generally, there's that tendency to want to be a part of every opportunity. You want to join every club, especially in MPH when you have just 1 year to do everything you want to do. You want to join every club, you want to do everything, but you just find out that between school and, you just want to live your life, you will not be able to do everything. So it's just better to find 1 or 2 things and do them exceptionally well. The person who won Student of the Year last year, she just did Digital Society, and she did it fantastically well. And then she won Student of the Year. Yeah, so.
Great, wonderful. Okay, in just a couple of minutes, Sister Ola and Brother Peter, just your top lines of, what you would do different. Okay, top lines of what you would do differently if you know better.
I think what I would have done better would have been that I would not have taken a yes of a word of mouth till it is formal. Yeah, so when you network with people, you get a yes from this, a yes from this, a yes from this, until it is formal. Don't just depend on the sole yes you get from someone. So please, just keep that in mind. Another thing again I want to talk about again is if you want to register for financial, either banks, credit cards, I would advise you do that through referral. Don't just go there and register. No, let someone refer you. you get extra money. You get $200, $300. The minimum is $100. So you get that, and that is also part of it. So.
Great. Those are great tips. I hope we're taking notes. Okay, go ahead, Sister Ola.
I think for me is, I was telling Bro Peter, maybe I would have slept more. So I think
that's because you have graduated.
You need to know that when you're in graduate school, it's just a part of your life, right? You have family, you have relationship. Don't look back and say, oh, I should have invested in this relationship more. So understand that there's a totality that you need. You need your network. You need to build new community. You have an old one that will support you. You need friends that have money.
Yes, very important.
You need friends that you can call and say, I am stranded. Please send me $1,000. Yes. If you don't have that kind of person on your phone, you are doing yourself a disservice. Because as a student, give.
Wow.
Give. You need to have rich friends. Because in graduate school, you are broke. They don't pay you so much. So sometimes you are cash-strapped. So that is on a lighter note. But you need to don't discard the community you have before to build on this. Yeah. So it takes a lot of managing. So don't let the academic part take 100% of your life. One thing I am really glad I feel I should have done more is having friends that help me stay grounded spiritually, mentally, emotionally, academically. You have to have in all areas, even food. I have a sister in this church. She cooked for me throughout my dissertation period. I will not tell you. So you need to have people that will show up for you. I had multiple hospital visits. People, I don't need to call them. They show up. So don't just feel like this period is about your academics. It's everything. Totality of well-being. And don't forget, immigration, especially if you don't have a green card, it is very important that you start thinking about it, start praying about it, start talking to people that have, gone through the path. But also invest in relationship. It's very important.
Yes. And on that note, we want to encourage everyone who's come today, don't leave today without community, meet someone here, network, that's part of the reason we put this conference together, is to bring people together so that you don't have to do this journey alone. It's a tough road to walk alone. So yes, please connect with people. And I want to thank all the panelists today. Let's give them a big round of applause. Yes, and you guys may go back to your seats. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right, let's put our hands together. Let's keep clapping.